Oh, it is.
All right, let's do this.
So I will call to order this meeting for Tuesday, May 16th, 2017 of the East Hampton Planning Board. Is there anyone here to speak to anything that is not on the agenda? All right. Moving right along with planning board meeting minutes from our last meeting on May 2nd. Did everyone have a chance to look at those?
Mm-hmm.
A motion to approve the planning board meeting minutes for May 2nd.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. How come you didn't say
Opposed,
second?
abstaining. All right. Those are approved. No A&Rs tonight, is that correct, Jessica?
No A&Rs.
All right. So moving on to old business, to continue public hearing for 15 Industrial Parkway.
The applicant was notified of the meeting, and I did not receive any response back from him, and we are waiting on him to provide us with new site plans. So,
Can we just,
Motion to continue?
or can we at least set it aside for now and see if he shows up? Well,
you could do that. You
Let's set
could-
it aside for now, and we can continue it. at the
Yeah,
end of the
he
meeting
might
if you
still
want.
show.
Okay,
Yeah.
We've got other stuff to do. Okay, so moving on, we have a request for site plan approval, 108 to 112 Cottage Street, Luthier's Co-op. Someone here for that? All right. Yes, please.
I know there were paper clips in here.
You want me to say something?
Yes.
Yeah, why don't you just
Yeah, why don't you
run us through
speak?
generally what you're talking about and.
Yeah, so basically, we're currently operating out of 108 Cottage Street. During the day, we're a repair restoration shop for stringed instruments.
Are you Stephen Bear?
Yes.
Okay, good question.
We also do the buy-sell trade thing, and at night we're a live music venue. And we currently have a beer and wine. Well, actually, that's not true. We acquired an all-alcohol license for the premise, and we are looking to expand into the 112 space, and which is next door. It's where Off the Map used to be. We are hoping to add a full liquor bar and a kitchen, which is actually going to be a separate business, but they will be providing food for the space. So. As far as the exterior of the building, the only thing that I guess would be changing, we're hoping to put a new, change the location of the exit where the kitchen would be to the back parking lot that's on the map, and then we'd be adding a hood system as well, so there'd be a hood vent somewhere. I guess that is it. I mean, the bar on 112 would be a full liquor bar. The bar on 108 would stay the way it is, just beer and wine. People would be able to go back and forth with food and drinks. The music will be piped into the 112 space. There will be a screen where you can see what's going on and hear what's going on next door. But it's the idea is to have it be more social and more of a hangout area where people can be loud with their friends and not worry about interrupting a performance.
You don't do any food preparation right now, right?
Nope.
Okay. So what are you planning on doing for food in the 112 side?
They're planning on doing mainly soup, salad, sandwiches, but also they will have fry-laters for like bar food. They're hoping to be open basically all the same hours we are. So opening for lunch at 11, lunch, dinner, and late night. And they're hoping to have a decent takeout business as well.
Who's that?
And who's they?
Yeah.
Do you want to go on the record with it or no?
If I don't have to, I would rather not.
So it's a separate entity. I mean, are they going to be renting the space from you? That's the-
From my parents own the building, so they're going to be essentially paying my parents' rent the same that I do. You know?
Okay.
So they're
The only hesitation of me telling going public is that their bosses don't, the current bosses
Yeah.
don't yet know, and we're waiting to till it's the right time. You know, it might compromise their current job.
Right.
So-
But you have an understanding of everything they're going to be doing and how they're going to do it anyways, right? So
Yes.
you're certainly able to speak to it.
We're all going to be very involved with yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and the big picture
Uh,
is, for the board's perspective, is that even if it's not this specific business, he's still asking for permission to have a kitchen. So if this business falls through and some other business
Right.
comes in, so it doesn't really matter
Who the
who
specific-
it is, it's
Yep.
the fact that
Right.
it's the big picture of the kitchen itself that
Yeah.
you need to
Yeah,
think about.
so the
We're-
people that are on the what is it,
112.
112 side,
Mhm.
there's no relationship to them, the people on either side.
No, it'll be a completely different business. Yep.
Right.
But it'll be one contiguous space that people can move back and forth.
Yes, essentially, all of the space that customers have access to is space that I'm responsible for, and I have the, essentially the liquor boundary, you know, so that I'm responsible for the two rooms. Essentially, it's really just the kitchen itself that they're
Yeah,
going to
that's
be
a heavy responsibility because I've looked at this very carefully. And depending upon, you got a full liquor bar on one side and just a beer and wine on the other. And when you look at the schematics going from one bar to the other, and then the stairs, and you don't see that an issue going from one side to the other?
I mean, not really. It's the layout is actually fairly similar to how, you know, Amy's place, they have the two doors connecting the spaces. So yeah, I mean, I personally don't see an issue with it.
It's just that going from there in that stairwell,
The stairwell is, I mean, that's blocked off.
that will be blocked off
Yeah.
with a, is that a doorway going down there?
There's a door there that we're going to actually install.
Then that
push
door
button.
should be,
It's going to be a push
secured,
button
only-
lock, a keypad lock, yeah.
now, that'll just be space for either bar to go down and store things?
Pretty much, yes.
Right, so they'll both have, each side will have keys to that door.
Yes, it'll be a staff only, yep. We're actually going to be doing a keypad entry. For what
Okay.
it's worth.
Yeah, I just worried about someone
Obviously, yeah.
misstepping and then you're gonna be really liable.
Yep.
Is the bar counter in the new space, the 112 side, also the other business?
Nope, that is all us.
So both bars are you?
You'll be running both bars. The kitchen will just be run by a separate entity.
Yeah, basically, when you walk out of the kitchen door, they're gonna have their deli case and a small little checkout
Yeah.
counter. So they'll have a small, like honestly, probably about the size of this.
Yeah.
The deli is. Okay, got it.
And the plan is self-serve, or is it gonna be wait staff, or?
It's all
Self-serve.
self-serve.
Okay.
Yeah.
And obviously, some of this is stuff, I mean, you're already running a bar on the 108 side, 112, you're adding the kitchen, so any new sort of waste removal, that sort of thing for stuff that they're gonna be producing, have you talked about that?
Yeah, I mean, currently I have a dumpster and a commingled recycling dumpster also in the back. The tattoo folks produced a lot of waste as well. I think most likely we're going to end up bumping the pickup to twice a month. Right now it's been once a month, and that what did work for the tattoo folks. I think we're probably just going to have add an extra pickup.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I guess the real wrinkle here for me is sort of the live performance and the hours part,
Yeah.
just because that's a little bit different.
Okay.
So can you talk a little bit about what you're planning on doing? I know you want to extend the hours till 1 a.m., is that right?
I want to have the ability to be open till 1.
Yeah.
I mean, they've mentioned possibly having the kitchen open till 1 on a Friday and Saturday night, possibly.
But the live music would all end by 11?
Yes, always on the weekends by 11. I don't schedule anything past 11. That's just to keep the peace with the neighbors. And
Yeah.
it's usually 10 during the week. So,
Have you had any issues with the tenants or anything?
with tenants or
There's residential apartments upstairs, is that right?
yes,
Yeah, or any issues with that or with people?
no, we inhabit the building with our own people, so, so that is never an issue. I did historically. I did have. I'm sorry.
I was just say, how many units are up there?
There are 2 units.
Okay.
Okay.
We did historically have issues with one neighbor, but honestly, that has been resolved, and they haven't called the police in a long time.
Okay. And there's obviously no one here to speak on that.
No,
Appreciate your
that's
honesty.
awesome.
Yeah.
Do
I'm a little curious about the traffic and population changes that this might create. And I want to be perfectly honest, and I think this part about what I'm going to say, I want you to know there's no influence in any decision that I'll Sure. On my part, but I've been to several shows there, and I think they're great performances. I've really enjoyed the space, and I find it incredibly cramped. And there are times when I pass by your building, just because I know I'm not going to enjoy it because there's not enough room to dance, and I love to dance.
Yep, yep.
So it's crowded.
It is.
the point I'm trying to make in there. And looking
Yeah,
at
there
this
is.
and looking where this deli is going to be right up against the bar, I'm not seeing a place for a line to form or a queue. I just don't see a lot of places for the people that I know are going to go to your space. So what is?
I just want you to caution that under the zoning laws, the planning board doesn't have the authority to regulate interior spaces. So these are good questions,
Yeah,
but
but they lead to the question, and I
Okay,
think you're
so
raising a
get
good
to-
point. They lead to the
okay.
question that I think we do have the right to ask, and that is about the population that's going to come in terms of parking outside and the overall allotment of people that are going to be in the buildings.
Yeah, that's,
So, how many do you anticipate that you'll have in the building?
Well, if I'm, I think this pushes, adding the second side pushes the capacity to 96 for the two sides. Whereas currently, I'm pretty sure just 108 is 55, I think, is what that's at. So, your question is about parking?
Well, I'm sure if there's 96 people that are going to be occupying that, my question is about parking. Like, where's I see in the back that we have public parking out front.
Yep.
Which is great. And the back says it's resident parking, pickup, drop off only, so you certainly don't anticipate that people are going to be going there that are clients to park.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it happens now, but yeah, we're typically asking folks to move, so.
So really, it's the public parking that's
Yes.
the parking for the facility.
Yep.
yeah.
And
I
don't
agree
have
with
a
him,
short,
that's.
a short answer to parking because it's Cottage Street, and I feel like there's probably been parking issues since 1930 on Cottage Street. But
Yeah.
it's downtown business zone. I mean, it's all there is parking on the street behind. There's all the side streets have parking on one side. It is Cottage Street has parking issues. That's a reality. And at
Cottage
least
Street.
with some empty storefronts now, at least there's some extra parking to be had. But
Cottage Street will be Cottage
It's not required to provide
Street.
There's no
off-street parking
minimum.
because of the zoning and because the building's from 1900, it's
Right.
It's grandfather.
it's grandfathered in under the parking.
Thank you, Jessica. So parking isn't an issue.
well, I mean, it's Cottage Street. It's always going to be a Cottage Street issue.
But he's not required to provide off-street parking.
Yeah.
No.
And it's not really a scenario where we could force them to do it even if we wanted.
No, I mean, there's only-
nowhere to put parking.
Yeah.
You only got 10 spaces in the back anyways, but you have residents and then pick up and drop off.
Yep.
So,
I guess
That's-
a question that you could ask though is for the loading, and it looks like if musicians are coming and they're loading equipment, they will go in the back. And
Yep.
that's, I think, a valid question. in
And I
terms of-
think, and that's also available for delivery for sort of kitchen supplies and
Yes.
food stuff too.
Yep.
right.
And that's honestly part of the reason why we want to relocate the door from the kitchen to make it easier access. Just a straight shot to the back parking lot.
Yeah.
And you'll have spaces marked there, pick up and drop off.
Yes.
Because you know that someone's just going to park there.
Yeah. Well, it's also when we do add the second side. I need to label all the spots because even
Right.
when we add the kitchen folks in the mix, we're going to lose. So every unit's going to have 2 parking spots, and then there's going to be 2 of the 15-minute, pickup drop off.
Right.
So we're going to have to label everything. We've been lax about it lately because there isn't anyone in 112, and we don't. But we're definitely going to have to crack down on that. So that is true. Yes.
Jessica, could we make that part of the condition that he make sure they're labeled, or is that not our?
You can. You can require signage for.
Because like you said, they were laxed on it before, and it could happen again. So,
Yeah, we need to do it anyway. So I'm definitely fine with that.
How late are you doing live shows now?
Currently, it's 11 on the weekends, 11 on Friday, Saturday, and we don't schedule anything past 10 during the week. The only exception to that is the Tuesday open mic does run till 11, but after 10, there's no bass and drums. It gives us control over the volume, so it's acoustic only after 10 on Tuesdays.
But you think you want an extra 2 hours for those live shows on?
No.
No.
The only thing I might potentially want to do in terms of live music schedule, if we are getting more of a dinner crowd, I want to maybe start at 6 instead of 7 with live music. I will not go later. I also may want to add live music Monday night. There's talk, the kitchen folks are talking about opening Monday night because there isn't a lot going on in town on Monday.
Right.
So it's really just the potential of adding music on Sunday or Monday nights, but it would never be later than 11. I don't want to be the late night player.
Yeah.
I don't even.
So you're gonna absolutely stick to that 11 o'clock time.
I need
Yeah.
a summary of.
Yeah, I
night,
think if we
what
can
the
do a
hours
schedule,
are.
because one of the things I noticed too, looking at the last time we were in front of the planning board, it looks like
Yeah.
it's only Wednesday night shows until 10 p.m. So,
So that was, and that was actually brought to my attention last year. That is my fault. I assumed when I got the entertainment license that was kind of a green light
yeah.
for the.
Well, I
for the
think it
rest
makes
of the
sense to
schedule.
clarify now at this time sort of when you're running them and what those hours are.
Yeah.
So can you just go through the week generally, sort of like what you currently run and what
Sure.
you think you would like to do if that's different?
Yep. So Tuesday, the open mic runs till 11. It's 8:30 to 11. There is entertainment starts at 7. On Wednesday, the open mic starts at 7 to 10. Sometimes it does go till like 10:20. It's the same idea on a Wednesday if that happens. There's no bass or drums.
Okay, so that Tuesday open mic night too is also only acoustic after 10?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, and that confused me too. You said music starts on Tuesday at 8:30, but entertainment at 7.
So yeah, every first Tuesday of the month is comedy at 7. Then it's second Tuesday's unbuttoned spoken word. The other Tuesdays vary. There's a storytelling group that's likely going to be starting up soon.
Is that amplified stuff?
It's like one microphone. Yes, it is amplified, but it's a microphone. Yeah.
And are you comfortable with the only acoustic after 10 on the weekends too, or you like to be able to do?
Those are full bands till 11
Okay.
typically.
Okay. Okay, so Wednesdays 7 to 10
Yeah.
or so.
Thursday also, it's full. We have 3 acts on a Thursday night, but it's 7 to 10, so the music is not scheduled past 10.
But it goes until 11.
Not
Oh.
Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Thursday 7 to 10,
Okay.
and Friday and Saturday are 7 to 11. And all 3 of those nights, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it's 3 acts scheduled, and we only have so much control over the volume on those nights. So I just want to throw it like it is possible that there will be a loud drummer in all 3 of those bands, but that's why
On Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
this would be Thursday, Friday,
Oh,
Saturday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I got you.
It's just
Okay.
there's only so much we can control
Once
from
the
our
act
end.
gets there and gets on stage, yeah.
There's no volume on a drum set. There's no like I can't control the on stage volume. I can only control the house volume.
Yeah.
Right.
And then nothing on Sunday nights?
Nothing on Sunday. Nothing on Monday. I think I put in here that I think I did. If anything, we may be looking to add live music on Mondays. That same 7 to 10 block, and if we did Sunday nights, it would also be 7 to 10.
Okay.
So
So you've
So you-
given us what you're doing currently.
No Monday or Sunday.
But other than the Sunday and Monday, there's nothing that you really want changed for the hours for music?
no.
Okay.
The only, I mean, it's like I mentioned earlier. If anything, I might want to start at 6,
Right.
but that would honestly be play it by ear down the road. The truth is, it starts at 7 because I don't want to compromise my day business. And my day business, we try to wrap up by 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
The 6 to 7 is like a transitional period. If the music's starting right at 6, like it's going to compromise like daytime sales and
Right.
things. So like that's why we have that 1 hour buffer.
Obviously, live music between 6 and 7 is way less of a concern than between, 11 and 12, right? Or
Exactly.
12 and 1.
If we're
Yeah.
putting something together that's a criteria, I think we'd want to put it at 6.
We can
just to
say
have the
starting at
ability
6 and
to-
give you the flexibility.
Yeah. So ideally, I guess if an ideal window of potential would be 6 to 10, during the week, and 6 to 11 on the weekends. But
Yeah.
Then there it is. Finally, a
Okay,
simple-
but you're going to 11 already on
on
Tuesday,
Tuesday,
right?
that's yeah. And I will say that sometimes the Wednesday open mic gets 23 to 25 people signing up at 7, and sometimes that will go till 10, 20,
Okay.
10:30. So
Why don't you just make it consistent? and say
Just 6 to 11.
6 to 11.
And-
6
6 to 11
I think
would
that makes sense.
probably
Does that
cover
cover
you.
everything that you can see? Sort
yes,
of
it covers
realistic?
everything that could possibly happen, and we do make efforts on our end at that 10 during the week to bring.
Yeah, so can we say other than Friday and Saturday night that you would do that? Are there other nights where you don't want?
Actually, 6 to 11 would cover everything.
No, I'm thinking about this acoustic only after 10 condition? Are there,
The problem is, I mean, Friday and Saturday, they're band nights, you know, I mean.
Right, but so are the other nights, are you comfortable with that kind of restriction, at going acoustic only at 10?
Yeah. So basically Sunday through Thursday, that's essentially what we're doing. So it's really just Friday and Saturday that I'd like to be able to keep the live band, the full bands till
Right.
11.
So then I guess the only real change on here, as far as, you know, a neighbor or tenant nearby, would be the fact that you would have bar and restaurant patrons there for an extra 2 hours in the evenings. That would be only on the weekends? Or you want to stay, I know I have this highlighted here. 11 a.m. to midnight during the week, and 11 to 1 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays.
Yes.
Okay.
How late are the other bars open still that don't have music
Yeah.
on Cottage Street? I'm just thinking equitably. I mean, with the music, I understand why you would want
Right.
to limit the hours, but I don't see why the board would want to start limiting the other parts or the other time if it's just a bar, if there's other competing bars in the neighborhood that
Right.
are open
Yeah.
the same hours until closing.
No, I can't think.
It's-
I don't,
you know,
I
it's-
I
don't,
wasn't taking that into effect at all.
Karaoke and live music, so.
I'm just throwing it out there for thought, that's all.
do we know what the closing hours are?
It's usually probably tied to the liquor license. Doesn't the liquor license have hours on it?
Yeah, it's 2 a.m.
It's-
But
yeah, 2
basically the
o'clock
way
is-
Cottage Street works is Whiskers and the Cat. We actually are one of the earlier bars to close. Nini's closes earliest, then it's us. Then Whiskers and the Cat are usually open till 12:30 or 1.
Yeah.
Amy's is typically the late night bar till 2. But I mean, the license says anyone can stay open till 2 if they're making money. You know?
Right.
I actually have it written up in my staff policies or whatever that we're always closing the door at 1 because I don't want the liability, the extra liability of that last hour of
Yeah.
crowd. So honestly, at 1 a.m. their last call has to happen by 12:45, and all the customers need to be out by 1. And for our own staff policy, but
Yeah.
that's just us.
So Stephen raised an interesting point before when he was talking about the entertainment license, because there's an entertainment license and a liquor license and health department involvement here, obviously, but the liquor license and the entertainment license kind of overlap with some of this stuff, right?
So it's kind of no different than what, well, you sat out from Fort Hill, but I think what the board did is you just asked the applicant, you are aware that, you know, that an entertainment license and a liquor license is needed. He's already got his in place, so it's not quite
But
like.
so we have the authority to say we're willing to grant this with these restrictions, even if one of the other boards is given more leeway or,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So we
yes,
can-
yes,
It's
yes.
sort of the lowest common denominator is what
Yes.
kind of controls.
Yes, so
Okay,
when I
that makes
spoke,
sense.
when I spoke to the licensing board in Boston about Fort Hill and how those two permits kind of jived and if one trumped the other.
Yeah.
Basically, the response that I got was that the local zoning can sort of override in terms of those hours. And some
Oh,
of
so
this-
even if the licensing board was more restrictive than the
You
planning
can-
board, we can still.
You can be more restrictive.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, that's good, I guess, from our perspective. Anybody have any other questions here? I'm
No.
just looking through the approval for the site plan approval.
If we say yes to this kitchen thing, he still has to get approval for whatever goes in there.
Yeah, that's
from-
gonna
Oh,
go
yeah, he's
through
gonna
the
go to
health.
the health agent and get a
health
kitchen
agent,
approval.
yeah.
You've started talking to her already, right? I hope.
Yeah.
Oh, please, so.
Yeah.
thank you.
No, she's been helping them with the application.
Okay.
It's extensive.
Yeah, I know, that's why I'm
Yeah.
making sure that you've already
Yep.
started that.
All right, well, I'm just looking through the criteria for site plan approval. Conformance with the City of East Hampton general laws, Massachusetts applicable rules and regulations. I think we've covered that. Protection from city amenities and abutting properties and the minimizing of any detrimental or offensive uses. We've talked about sort of the noise issues, convenience and safety of vehicular and pedestrian movement. Chet, you're comfortable, it sounds like the applicant's agreeable with marking a drop-off zone
Yes,
in the parking lot, so we can
Yeah.
make that a condition.
because
how
he
do you
said
want-
that he was gonna mark all the
So you want them signed, or
Well-
are they lined?
How are you gonna mark them, on the ground or on a?
They're
pole?
not lined. Essentially, there's just we're just going to put signs in front of each one: parking for 112, parking for 110A. Everyone knows where the spots are.
Which ones are they on the map here?
Do you mean which one is which residence?
Oh, well, the drop-off we're talking about, right? And this would be for the restaurant.
Yeah, that basically the extra, they're the ones right in front of the kitchen.
That would be those
The
three
spots.
there.
So are those used for parking right now?
Yes, I mean they're all used for parking.
Yeah, but
So I mean,
you,
how much of a problem is that gonna be if you're taking one of those spots like out of rotation to make it a drop-off zone?
yeah,
It's going to be fine. What's going to happen is it's going to force. It's just really lax back there right now, and like, you know, we have some people from the open mic parking back there. We have people
Yeah.
like, you know, even staff, if they're like hanging out at night, they'll park back there. But like, it's going to be just for people on shift, and everyone's going to have. Each unit's going to have their 2 spots.
And you're gonna know who they are, and you're gonna be able to get them to move if you need to. Chad, I'm inclined not to make it a condition just because he controls the whole place, so.
Yeah.
It's not like an on-street or a parking lot where we have to deal with other people. I mean,
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
if
have
he
to.
can't
as long
make
as
deliveries
you
to the
can
kitchen, he's
control
gonna
it.
be more motivated than any of
Yeah,
us
I'll
to
agree
create
with
space.
that.
Yeah,
I don't think we need to make it
Yeah,
a condition
I
as long
agree
as
with
we.
it.
yeah. I'm
Does
going
everyone
to
agree
have
with
to.
that?
yeah,
Okay.
the controller.
Adequacy of methods of disposal and sewage and refuse, we discussed that. No wetlands issues, adverse impacts on the city's resources, including the effect on the city's water. I don't think there's any exceptional uses of water or anything here with this kitchen, based on what we've seen. Off-street loading and unloading of vehicles, we've covered that. Existing landscape isn't an issue, existing vegetation, and consistency of the development with respect to setback area, placement, and parking. So I think we've covered anything. Does anybody else have any other questions?
No, because he won't need to worry about handicap parking back there, because there won't be any other than,
Right. Well, the parking stuff,
he doesn't have to
He's all
worry
set.
about that, because it's
So then-
all off-street parking.
so then the only conditions we would have would be the hours of operation that we've discussed.
Yeah, right.
6 to 11 nightly?
6 to 11 nightly
Well,
Live music.
for live
Well,
music.
that would be-
And the hours of operation otherwise,
well, we can't really say nightly, because Monday and Sunday he doesn't have.
but he has the freedom to do that if he wants to.
Oh, okay, so
'Cause
you
you may
want to
have
make
that.
it that way?
6 to 11.
So 6 to 11 for live music, did you want that no acoustic thing that you talked about? No
Well-
acoustic, or acoustic,
I mean,
I can't not say it. Only after 10 o'clock.
it sounds like it's hard for you to control that, and I think that you also seem to be pretty motivated to keep your neighbors happy too,
Yeah.
so I think you may have your own interest in that, but how does the rest of the board feel?
Okay.
Do we want to pick days where it's acoustic only after 10, or?
Well, no, because there's only 3 days that it would happen, right?
Technically,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
It would be actually Sunday through Thursday. That's what we
Sunday
currently.
through. Yeah.
If those are the nights where we currently wouldn't allow bass and drums or guitar amps after 10 o'clock, is Sunday through Thursday, if we had something going on.
I mean,
It's a 1 hour window. It's
Well, he doesn't allow it
I think
now.
if he doesn't allow it now, and if that's a step he's taken
That's what
already
I
to
was
sort of
thinking.
keep the neighbors happy too, I think that we might as well add that.
Okay.
I mean, do you
Yeah.
I'm
feel
not
strongly either way?
No,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
okay.
might as well.
Okay,
If you're comfortable with that as a condition,
I'm fine.
I think
hours
that,
of operation, 6 to 11 nightly for live music.
and 11 to midnight weeknights and 11 to 1 a.m. Friday and Saturday.
For
That's what-
live music?
No, this is just for hours of operation in
So you
general.
do want to put that in there? Okay.
I don't know if we want to put that in there.
I'm asking about the word I can't say, acoustic.
Oh, the
I get that
acoustic,
done.
I mean, well,
Acoustic.
who thinks that we should limit the acoustic from 10 to 11 from Sunday to Thursday?
Did you want it or not? I was not, I
I
can't.
know, well, I'm
can't
just
follow.
trying to
Okay.
feel out the board on this. Harry, you or no?
No, I don't, no, it can happen.
Okay. Jim's a no.
I don't know.
Nobody needs it? Okay.
No, because he's controlling it now.
No acoustic restriction.
Right.
Still gonna do it. I mean, it's
yeah,
our own thing.
well, yeah,
but yeah.
obviously.
But no, it's
Right.
Can I-
nice to have less regulations. So
Can I write the condition as no live music after 11 PM?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it that way.
And do we not need to set the overall hours of operation? We don't need to do that.
No.
Right? Then he has, okay.
It's your call. I
The
think
liquor license
No, I
already
think
defined.
he's
Yeah, I think that's
got the
fine.
liquor license.
Okay.
Easier is better.
Okay, so no live music after 11 PM.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I get a motion?
I motion to approve the site plan for 108 to 112 Cottage Street, East Hampton.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining? Okay. So,
Okay, so.
timeline?
Yep, so I'll finish drafting the decision. It should be done probably by tomorrow. And then, once it's time stamped by the city clerk, there's no appeal period because it's site plan approval, so you're good to go.
Thank you.
All right?
And all you'll need is the health agent.
yeah, exactly.
All right, thank you, good luck.
Yeah, make sure it's some good light beer there, 'cause that beer is terrible.
All right, moving on.
Harry.
To request for minor site plan modification, 221 Northampton Street, Cumberland Farms. Someone here to speak to this?
You're back.
Here he is. On our stage. Why,
Very equipped.
huh?
Very equipped here.
Yep. Bring it right up here. I'm blind.
Good evening, my name is Mark Belanger, I'm with Bowler Engineering, and we're representing Cumberland Farms on this issue. The proposal is to make a minor modification to the approved site plans. Slightly larger building, I'm not sure if everybody has the overlay.
It was submitted to them electronically?
Extra copy.
Okay, that would be great.
It's,
Tell you what, why don't you take that one, I'll share it with you.
Very intense.
Okay.
We got copies in
A
there.
bigger building.
I've got my small
Look
one.
at that thing.
I got it right here, I just didn't print it.
Look at this.
Yeah, he's got one.
Look at this thing.
So-
Yeah.
The approved site plan is in black and the proposed changes are in red. The proposed building is designed to provide better, the change of the overall use of the property as far as the interior sales of the building. The gross floor area would increase by about 486 square feet. There would be 2 additional spaces required, and there would be a change from 35 to 38 proposed spaces. The overall impervious coverage would increase by approximately 1,300 square feet. However, the overall limit of disturbance would not change, and nor would any changes be required to the proposed stormwater management system. We've provided calculations showing that the drainage system still works compared to the original plan set that was approved. And with that, I'll answer any questions you may have.
So Jessica, just to clarify, if this is considered a minor modification, we don't need to make any, I mean, I guess
So
we
what
still have to hear this,
What the
but.
board needs to determine is that the modifications that are being proposed are considered minor, and they do not impact or change the planning board decision at all. If you feel that this proposed change changes the decision at all, then the hearing needs to be reopened, there needs to be a butter notifications, and so if the changes are minor enough and it does not impact anything in the decision, then we can just approve this as a site plan modification.
So the definition of minor is up to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so,
it's-
Mark, so the building's slightly larger and we've added a couple parking spaces here, but it doesn't alter the stormwater
Correct.
impacts, is that correct?
Correct, yes.
And just note that the stormwater permit's actually under Conservation Commission, although
Right.
you should still think about it. And the Conservation Commission on May 8th determined that the modifications were insignificant relative to the permit as issued for their
Right,
order of
okay.
conditions.
Please.
Conservation had no big issues with it then.
No, they had the stormwater permit, so they looked at the stormwater numbers, because the permit is under their jurisdiction in this case.
And
You
I don't
mentioned-
think we should have a
Hold on,
problem.
Jim's got some questions, John.
Oh, I'm sorry.
2 additional parking spots would be required. I think I heard you say that
Yes.
in your,
Right.
and where are those in the?
Do you have
Well,
the
2 would be
requirements?
required
Don't know
and
which
3
ones.
would be built. And they are located on the right side,
It's right
Yeah.
here. Okay.
36,
I don't know why I
37,
thought that was
38.
part of the storm.
Right. They're on the right side, Jim.
Yeah, I see. Now. Thank you.
So the plan, just so to help you understand the site plan, anything that's marked in red is the proposed change.
Yeah.
That's very small.
That's why I don't.
I mean, from my perspective, the only thing that I had thought about was the stormwater and the impervious surface
Right.
stuff, and that seems to not be an issue, so I was
That was my
calling this a minor
problem.
modification.
I agree. There's no
Yeah.
real.
I tend to agree. I'm a little bit curious why. Like,
It's
why-
part of the operational procedure of the store. They're just changing their layout, a little more room. The display cases are slightly different from the original building. It's all part of the whole marketing and the way they do their business. They're moving into just a different layout configuration inside that they feel is necessary for their future business.
I'm good with minor.
Jim, do you have any objection?
I
All
have
right,
no
so do we just need to make a
objections.
motion that this is a minor modification?
Yes, you make a motion that it's a minor modification, that, that the board is finding that it does not change the decision. And I gave you a copy of the decision as a refresher, so you should have looked at that.
I'll make that motion.
Well, you got to be fast.
All right. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, all right.
Thank you.
So I'll
Thank
send you
you.
a letter that states such for your files.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
They're just looking for more sales.
All right. So we will circle back now to the continued public hearing for 15 Industrial Parkway. Is there anyone here to speak to that? No.
No.
So, I think we should probably continue it till the next meeting.
I'll continue it, and I'll try to see if I can get some information out of him of what's going on, if he'd like to just
Okay.
withdraw the application completely, or,
Okay.
and then
I
refile
think
later
June
on,
6th
or.
is our next meeting. So does somebody want to make a motion?
Motion to continue the site plan approval for 15 Industrial Parkway of June 6th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Any administrative items, Jessica? Excellent.
I make a motion, we adjourn?
I give an opportunity for someone else to second.
Harry, can we get a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you all.